What's your fondest memory of Pauline? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of her?
Oh, you were telling us before, but
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. There was a lot of things. It's an ensemble, you know. It's she was very always nice and kind, and
you were saying after the war.
yeah, no. After the war, it was we were still in France, and she was here, and right immediately after, you know, the whole family here tried to help the family overseas, and they didn't know how to what to do for us. They were extremely generous and kind, and it was very moving.
What were the packages that you got?
I got from your father right after the war. They started standing, and he sent them regularly, often, these little boxes, white boxes with this fine writing, you know, handwriting. You start Mademoiselle Suzanne Cohen was my name. Au bon soin, care of, you know. And he sent us all these things that we young girls were missing. Paulette and Micheline and myself, it was lipstick and these nylons and all these goodies that were absolutely, you know, was a pleasure, and more than a pleasure, it was something special to have.
René Kaufman had a neighbor, a friend who came by when we went to visit. She said, "Oh, sûrement, he used to send us coffee and sugar."
Yes,
Who didn't remember that?
Sending everybody, and he was really so nice, and so it was something that you never forget.
You were going to tell me about my grand-mère?
Yes, I told you that she always, when she often would call us and say, "I'm going to the country. If you're coming to New York, you can have the apartment." And we would come, and incognito, we would stay in the city, in the apartment, and Sioma would have croissants, you know, delivered for Sunday morning for breakfast for us, and we felt like kings, you know, thanks to all of them.
Did all of the family go to your wedding? Where was your wedding?
No, our wedding was in Paris, in the Hôtel des Deux Mondes, Avenue de l'Opéra. Actually, our wedding was like a medical convention. It was so many, all the doctors of the family, their friends, and a lot of people that I even didn't know. And of course, there was the Tante Renée, Michel, grand-mère, and grand-père was not, you know, grand-père Wechsler was dead. And he's the one, and I am the only one, and of all the children, when he was very sick, he called me, he wanted to see me. He asked to talk to me all by myself, and he made me promise that I would only marry a Jewish boy. And I am the only one he asked to do that.
He should have asked the others too.
He did not. They were too small. They were too young, I guess. I'm the oldest.
Oh.
Of all of them. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Paulette was the Paulette we have 4 years. We're 4 years apart.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So he made me promise on his deathbed.
Wow.
Yes.
So what is this pin you're wearing here?
This is Tante Cécile's pin. When I was going back to France, to Paris, and I came to see Pauline, and then I wanted to give me a few things for Nadine and for Tante Renée. And she said, "I know that Cécile, my mother, liked you very much. And this is a pin, it doesn't have a great value, but she was wearing it all the time. She loved that pin, and I'd like you to have it." So this is the pin I wear.
Oh.
You know, I went to a party, a cocktail party, to an African cocktail party not so long ago, and I lost the pin. And I was sick. And I called the ambassador, you know, it was at the residence there, and I told them, and I described the pin. And she said, well, I was sure that somebody had picked it up, you know. And she found it under a table. And I got my pin back.
I noticed
So did any of this family from here go to Paris for the wedding?
No,
No.
nobody came to the wedding.
So did they come and visit you in
In Africa,
no, not in Africa,
in Washington,
Yeah.
We had Philippe, once he stayed with us when we lived in Arlington. Tante Cécile came a few times, yes. A couple of times she came and stayed with us. We took Tante Cécile to Baltimore, took her to the beach. And Pauline came. Pauline came for she came for the inauguration of President Kennedy. And she did not stay with us, but we picked her up at the hotel. We were supposed to drive her to the airport. And it was a very cold day. And I remember we had that little French car, the Dauphine, and we had an accident on the bridge going to Arlington. And, well, it was not a bad accident, but we made it. Yeah.
Come sit down, Evelyn.
Yes, Pauline came a couple of times.
Did Sioba visit you?
Sioma, no, but we visited him in California.
Oh,
We went to see him, and he was very nice. We came with I have one biological brother, and we went together, and my brother still remembers. He said, "Oh, c'était un gentleman." Yes, we came. I've seen your father in Paris after the war, and I've seen him here, and I have seen him in California. Yeah.
Okay.
merci.